Did you know that some of the biggest legends in rock have battled severe addiction that nearly destroyed their careers? From Bon Scott's heavy drinking lifestyle to Nikki Sixx's infamous overdose, these are some of the most notorious addicts in rock and roll history. Leave a comment with 1 inch to start the video. Kurt Cobain almost became the symbol of the 90s grunge wave. He was the lead singer and guitarist of Nirvana, a band that created haunting and beautiful songs that spoke to the pain and insecurity of a generation, such as Smells Like Teen Spirit and Come As You Are. These songs became anthems for the sadness and instability that many young people felt. Cobain's raw, sincere voice didn't shy away from confronting dark topics, reflecting the pain within him. Though his music came from that place of intensity, behind those powerful lyrics was a deeply troubled individual. He struggled with mental illness and chronic pain, which only fueled his heroin addiction. For Cobain, heroin was initially an escape, a form of relief, but it quickly turned into a dangerous dependency. His addiction deeply affected his personal life, straining his relationship with his wife, Courtney Love, and his bandmates. Tragically, the battle became too overwhelming, and in 1994, Cobain died by suicide at the age of 27. His heartbreaking death shocked the music world, not only because the public mourned the loss of such a talent, but also because it meant he would never create more of the groundbreaking music that had defined a generation. If there is a true guitar god, it would undoubtedly be Jimi Hendrix. Known for his unparalleled guitar technique and unique sound, he transformed the guitar into an instrument that expressed things no one else could. Songs like Purple Haze and All Along the Watchtower are still considered some of the greatest rock songs ever created. Hendrix could captivate his audience with his extraordinary guitar skills and psychedelic style, a reflection of his soul. However, behind the talent was an ongoing struggle. Hendrix lived life at a fast pace, battling heavy addiction, from alcohol to hallucinogenic drugs. He was famous for his wild performances and free-spirited nature, but addiction was an inseparable part of his life. Ultimately, this led to his tragic end. Hendrix passed away at the age of 27 in 1970, joining the 27 Club, a group of rock legends who tragically died at such a young age. The exact cause of his death remains unclear, but it is believed that he accidentally overdosed on sleeping pills, although some speculate that alcohol might have played a role as well. Both fans and fellow musicians were deeply saddened by Hendrix's passing, as his talent and impact on music were unmatched, leaving a void that was never truly filled. No discussion about rock and roll would be complete without mentioning Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness. Ozzy became one of the most recognizable figures in heavy metal, particularly as the lead singer of Black Sabbath. Songs like Iron Man and Paranoid helped define the metal genre, while his distinctive voice and wild stage antics contributed to his legendary status. He has been a major influence on metal, inspiring countless bands and artists. However, that incredible stage presence came at a heavy cost. Ozzy became infamous for his substance abuse, struggling with both drugs and alcohol throughout his career. Although Ozzy often jokes about his struggles in interviews, for him, they were no laughing matter. His addiction led to him losing his job with Black Sabbath and caused turmoil in his personal life. After numerous setbacks, Ozzy sought help and managed to stabilize his life, though he still faced relapses. His journey, full of ups and downs, has been public, but he continued to perform and create music well into his later years. Fans admire his resilience and his ability to keep fighting, despite the personal battles he faced. Keith Richards is the ultimate rock survivor, the iconic lead guitarist of the Rolling Stones. He played a pivotal role in shaping the rock landscape with his raw, gritty guitar style. Hits like Satisfaction and Paint It. Black helped elevate the Rolling Stones to become one of the greatest rock bands of all time. On top of that, Richards' rebellious attitude and the legend surrounding him only added to the mythos. However, he paid a heavy price for his success. Richards became notorious for his heroin addiction during the 1970s, a time when he was frequently in the media spotlight. His addiction wasn't a secret. In fact, it became an integral part of his rock and roll legend. He was arrested multiple times for drug-related offenses, which took a heavy toll on both his health and career as a musician. Most people thought he wouldn't survive. However, against all odds, Richards overcame his addiction. He has always been open about the pain he endured, but with the support of his bandmates and his own strong will, he ultimately triumphed over his addiction. Today, in his 70s, Richards is still performing with the Rolling Stones, proving his resilience and undying passion for music. Punk rock has always symbolized rebellion, and Sid Vicious is a quintessential example of this. He was the bassist of the band Sex Pistols, with a raw, reckless sound that helped define iconic songs like Anarchy in the UK and God Save the Queen. Vicious became a symbol of the punk movement and one of its most recognizable figures. Heroin was central to his life. His relationships and decisions were heavily influenced by it, including his notorious and turbulent relationship with Nancy Spungen. Both Sid and Nancy were young and struggling with addiction. Things took a dark turn when Nancy was found dead in 1978 in the hotel room she shared with Sid. Sid was arrested as the prime suspect, but he was later released on bail. Unfortunately, Sid's life ended in tragedy when he overdosed on heroin in 1979, at the age of just 21. His death marked the end of a brief but intense period in rock history, and Sid Vicious remains a symbol of punk's destructive side, where fame, addiction, and self-destruction tragically collided. With her powerful and emotional voice, Janis Joplin was an unparalleled phenomenon in the music world of the 1960s. She was a woman with a soul and blues voice that could move mountains, and no one could match her on stage. She made a difference, becoming one of the greatest performers of the 20th century. Her famous songs like Piece of My Heart and Cry Baby became anthems of a generation. She was a strong woman who defied barriers in a male-dominated music industry, breaking through numerous limits with her extraordinary talent. However, while her career was soaring, Joplin had to battle the demons inside herself. She had a lonely childhood and struggled with low self-esteem. To cope with those feelings, she turned to heroin and alcohol. Heroin gradually became her escape from life, and as her fame grew, so did her addiction. Ironically, Joplin passed away in 1970 from a heroin overdose at the age of just 27. Her death shocked fans worldwide and cemented her place in the 27 Club, a group of young rock stars who tragically died at the age of 27. Slash is perhaps one of the most famous guitarists in rock history. With his top hat, long hair, and dazzling guitar solos, he became the lead guitarist of Guns N' Roses, creating timeless hits like Sweet Child of Mine and Welcome to the Jungle. His guitar skills are unparalleled, and his solos have become legendary. He is an icon for rock fans and guitar enthusiasts alike. However, behind the incredible music, Slash struggled with severe addiction. Substance abuse, particularly heroin and cocaine, had a major impact on him in the late 1980s and early 1990s. His addiction led to a diagnosis of cardiomyopathy, a heart condition that doctors warned could cause his heart to stop. It was a frightening diagnosis, but fortunately, Slash took it seriously. He spent many years battling his addiction and focusing on improving his health. Axl Rose, one of the most famous lead singers, could be considered on par with rock superstars, yet he embodies all the qualities of a true rock legend. Known for his powerful voice, dynamic stage presence, and complex personality, he has the ability to create massive hits with songs like Paradise City and November Rain, thanks to his versatility and unique style. Fans adore him for the passion and energy he brings to his performances. However, his journey hasn't always been smooth. Axl Rose is infamous for his struggles with addiction and mental health challenges throughout his career. These issues ultimately impacted not only the music he created, but also his relationships within Guns N' Roses. Anthony Kiedis, the lead singer of the famous rock band Red Hot Chili Peppers, is another example of someone who has fought with addiction. Known for his distinctive voice, high-energy performances, and passionate stage presence, Kiedis helped create iconic songs like Californication and Under the Bridge. His lyrics often touch on themes such as love, loss, but more importantly, his personal battle with addiction. Kiedis has been candid about his struggles, sharing his experiences in his memoir, Scar Tissue. He was first exposed to drugs at a young age, and as Red Hot Chili Peppers' fame grew, his addiction escalated. However, Kiedis made a strong effort to seek help, realizing that he had to stay sober in order to sustain both the band and his life. While he faced several relapses, he never gave up in his fight against drugs. Ultimately, his love for music and the support from his bandmates helped him stay on track and continue his recovery journey. Layne Staley, the voice behind one of the biggest bands of the 1990s grunge movement, Alice in Chains, is remembered as a singer with a raw voice and a gift for writing painful, deeply personal lyrics. Songs like Man in the Box and Rooster showcased his haunting vocal delivery and lyrical honesty, which resonated with fans. Staley's voice carried a sense of darkness, and his lyrics spoke directly to the struggles of pain, isolation, and inner turmoil. However, few knew that Staley was battling a heroin addiction that severely affected his health and career, making it difficult for him to perform or record properly. His friends and fans witnessed a drastic change in his appearance and his increasing withdrawal from the public. Tragically, Staley passed away in 2002 at the age of 34 from a heroin overdose. His death is a stark reminder of the dangers of addiction and how it can steal everything, even from someone who was constantly in the spotlight. Jim Morrison of The Doors is often remembered as a legendary frontman, known for his philosophical lyrics, striking voice, and bold stage presence. Songs like Light My Fire and Riders on the Storm helped solidify his place in rock history. Morrison was not just a singer, but also a poet, a visionary who took listeners on deep reflections about life and death. However, behind his fame and creativity, Morrison had a complicated relationship with alcohol and drugs, living a life always on the edge. His alcoholism had a significant impact on his behavior both on and off stage, making him notorious for unpredictable actions and legal controversies. His wild lifestyle ultimately led to his death in 1971 at the age of 27 in Paris, earning him a spot in the infamous 27 Club, a group of renowned artists who died at such a young age. Morrison's passing remains one of rock's most tragic losses, as he left behind an incredible legacy of music and poetry that continues to inspire fans and musicians alike. His story serves as both a tribute to his brilliance and a cautionary tale of the dangers of excess and self-destruction. Steven Tyler, the lead singer of Aerosmith, is undoubtedly one of the most unique voices in rock history. Known for his eccentric outfits, signature scarves, and high-energy performances, he has captivated audiences for decades. However, behind the glamour and success lies a long battle with addiction. Tyler has been open about his struggles with drugs and alcohol and the toll they took on his health, career, and relationships. In the 1970s and 1980s, when Aerosmith was at its peak, Tyler and his bandmates fell deeply into a lifestyle of hedonistic partying. This reckless behavior eventually led to serious personal and professional issues. Tyler went through multiple stints in rehab, and his family and friends repeatedly urged him to seek help. Despite these challenges, Tyler continued to perform and write music, producing some of the greatest rock hits of his career. Through sheer perseverance and determination, Tyler eventually overcame his addiction. His resilience and ability to push forward in the face of personal struggles are part of what makes him a true rock legend. Today, he remains an influential figure in music, continuing to inspire generations of fans and musicians alike. Eddie Van Halen is one of the greatest guitarists in rock history. As a co-founder and lead guitarist of Van Halen, he brought a unique, fast, and energetic rock style with songs like Jump and Panama. Eddie became an icon for music lovers with his innovative guitar techniques, such as finger tapping. His talent was undeniable, and his energy on stage was exceptional. However, Eddie's life wasn't just about music and fame. He also had to fight with alcohol and drug addiction for much of his career. Eddie started drinking at a very young age because it helped him cope with anxiety, but eventually, this path led him to severe consequences. His battle with addiction seriously affected his health, relationships, and even the band's motivation for nearly 2 decades. However, he remained an incredible artist and continued to captivate audiences with his outstanding guitar performances. After a long journey of seeking sobriety, Eddie ultimately succeeded in overcoming his personal struggles. When he passed away from cancer in 2020, he had found a peace he hadn't known for a long time, leaving behind a legacy not only as a rock legend, but also as someone who fought long and hard to overcome his personal battles. Dave Mustaine is renowned for his powerful guitar riffs and exceptional songwriting, and as the founder of Megadeth, he played a pivotal role in shaping the thrash metal genre with songs like Symphony of Destruction and Holy Wars. His intense style and blunt personality made him an intriguing figure in the rock world. However, beyond his music, Mustaine's life has been marked by a long battle with addiction. Throughout his career, he faced significant struggles with drugs and alcohol, which affected not only his health but also his relationships within the music industry. In fact, Mustaine was once a member of Metallica before being kicked out due to his addiction issues. However, Mustaine didn't give up and went on to form Megadeth, creating a unique legacy in the metal world. He has been very open about his recovery journey, often sharing his experiences through interviews and his music. Songs like Addicted to Chaos reflect the pain of addiction and the desire to overcome it. After many ups and downs, Mustaine eventually achieved sobriety, proving that recovery is possible even after multiple setbacks. His openness about his struggles has become a voice for others facing similar challenges, showing that even rock legends can conquer the inner demons they battle. Although Amy Winehouse is not typically considered a rock singer, her influence on the music world, especially in genres like soul, jazz, and blues, is undeniable. With her unique voice, Amy captured the hearts of millions with songs like Back to Black and Rehab. She was unafraid to express raw and intense emotions in her music, with many of her songs reflecting her own tumultuous life. Amy's deeply personal lyrics and distinctive style made her a powerful and iconic figure in the music scene, blending classic influences with a modern twist. Despite her struggles, her music continues to resonate with listeners worldwide. Amy's battle with addiction became a public and painful part of her life. She often made headlines not just for her incredible talent, but also for her struggles with substance abuse. Amy was open about her issues with alcohol and drugs, and many of her songs served as personal reflections on the ups and downs of her life. Despite achieving massive success, she faced immense pressures and struggled to find stability, which ultimately led her down a path of self-destruction. Tragically, Amy passed away in 2011 at the age of 27, joining the 27 Club, a group of iconic artists who died at that young age. Nikki Sixx is a renowned bassist and songwriter, known for his intense energy, deep lyrics, and bold personality that epitomized the rock image of the 1980s. As a member of Mötley Crüe, songs like Kickstart My Heart and Girls, Girls, Girls became iconic anthems of that era. However, behind these successes was a dark battle with addiction, particularly heroin. Nicky's fight with heroin was brutal and nearly cost him his life in 1987 after a near-fatal overdose. His story became one of the most infamous tales of addiction in rock history, as paramedics revived him after being declared clinically dead for 2 minutes. While the shock didn't change him immediately, he eventually realized that to survive, he had to make a serious change. After recovering, Nicky wrote his memoir, The Heroin Diaries, sharing the raw truth about his addiction in hopes of helping others facing similar struggles. Scott Weiland, a legendary voice, left an indelible mark on the world of rock as the frontman of bands like Stone Temple Pilots and Velvet Revolver, with famous hits like Plush and Interstate Love Song. He brought a unique grunge and alternative style to the stage, delivering high-energy performances that made him one of the most memorable figures in rock history. However, alongside his musical success, Scott faced a severe struggle with drug and alcohol addiction. He was well aware of his issues with the law, with multiple stints in rehab and public incidents that drew attention to the seriousness of his addiction. Despite these challenges, he continued to make music, and after leaving Stone Temple Pilots, he formed Velvet Revolver, a band made up of talented members from Guns N' Roses. Yet addiction continued to follow him, ultimately leading to Scott Weiland's tragic death from a drug overdose in 2015. Lemmy Kilmister was not only a rock legend, but also a symbol of hard rock and heavy metal. As the founder and lead vocalist of Motorhead, Lemmy became famous for his distinctive gravelly voice and powerful bass-playing style in tracks like Ace of Spades and Overkill. He became an icon for generations of rockers and metal fans, known for his wild lifestyle and heavy use of drugs and alcohol. Surprisingly, Lemmy outlived most who lived a similar lifestyle, continuing to perform well into his 70s. His resilience became as legendary as his music. Lemmy often said that his lifestyle was simply part of who he was. However, in 2015, Lemmy passed away from cancer just days after being diagnosed. His death marked the end of an era and was a tremendous loss to the rock world. John Frusciante is one of the most talented and creative guitarists of his generation, known for his emotionally charged sound in Red Hot Chili Peppers hits like Under the Bridge and Scar Tissue. However, this musical brilliance came at a heavy price, as Frusciante battled a long and painful struggle with heroin addiction. The fame and rock and roll lifestyle pushed him down a destructive path. In the early 1990s, he left the band to focus on his personal life, living in challenging conditions and heavily impacted by his addiction. Despite the struggles, after years of fighting his inner demons, Frusciante found the strength to seek help and focus on recovery. When he returned to the Red Hot Chili Peppers, he brought with him a new sense of purpose and creativity, contributing music with a fresh depth that reinvigorated the band. His story is one of resilience, a testament to the power of recovery and the ongoing pursuit of artistic expression. Iggy Pop, often hailed as the godfather of punk, is one of the most significant figures in the punk rock movement. With his band, the Stooges, he helped redefine punk music with iconic tracks like Search and Destroy and I Wanna Be Your Dog. Iggy's rebellious spirit and raw energy on stage made him an irreplaceable symbol in the world of rock. However, Iggy's life has been marred by struggles with addiction. In his early years, he became infamous for his wild lifestyle and dependence on drugs. His battles with addiction nearly destroyed both his career and personal life, but over time, Iggy found stability. As he matured, he refocused on music and his health, proving that even the godfather of punk could overcome addiction and regain balance in his life. His journey is a testament to resilience and the power of recovery, showing that it's possible to rise above personal struggles, no matter how legendary one may be. Billie Joe Armstrong, the lead singer of the rock band Green Day, is known for his powerful voice and relatable songwriting, hits like Boulevard of Broken Dreams and Wake Me Up. When September Ends helped propel Green Day to international fame, making them one of the most iconic bands in the world. However, Billie Joe has also faced the challenges of fame, particularly in his battle with alcohol and prescription drug addiction. His struggle became public in 2012 when he had an onstage meltdown that led to hospitalization and treatment. Unlike many rock stars who try to conceal their battles with addiction, Billie Joe was open about his journey, sharing his personal struggles and the efforts he made to address the issue. Through his music and interviews, he connected with his audience on a deeper level, helping many people relate to his experiences. Since his recovery, Billie Joe has continued to write music with Green Day and pursue a solo career, proving that it's possible to overcome adversity and keep creating, no matter the challenges faced. David Bowie was one of the most creative and flamboyant geniuses of the 1970s, famous for his larger-than-life personas like Ziggy Stardust. These alter egos allowed Bowie to explore various musical styles and push the boundaries of rock music. However, behind the glitter and glam, Bowie struggled with a severe cocaine addiction. His drug use spiraled out of control during the 1970s, severely affecting his health, creativity, and personal relationships. In interviews, he admitted that he couldn't even remember recording some of the songs from that period due to his heavy drug use. Despite the damage, Bowie recognized the destructive path he was on and sought help, eventually overcoming his addiction. He attributed his recovery to his passion for music, which provided the drive to make healthier choices. His love for creativity helped him refocus and make better decisions regarding his well-being, enabling him to continue making groundbreaking music throughout his career. Duff McKagan, the bassist of Guns N' Roses, is famous for his impressive performances on songs like Sweet Child of Mine and Paradise City. However, his life offstage was even more eventful. Like many rockers of the 1980s, McKagan got caught up in the party scene and struggled with alcohol and drug addiction. His addiction took a severe toll on his body, especially damaging his pancreas to the point where it nearly cost him his life. Faced with this health crisis, McKagan decided to turn his life around, choosing sobriety and committing to a healthier lifestyle. He became an advocate for living sober, inspiring both fans and fellow musicians. He even wrote a book about his experiences, sharing his journey of recovery and how he found purpose beyond the wild parties. Eric Clapton, one of the greatest guitarists of all time, has faced battles with both heroin and alcohol addiction. Legendary tracks like Layla and Tears in Heaven elevated Clapton to iconic status in the music world. However, the pressures of fame and personal struggles led him down a dark path. His heroin addiction in the 1970s nearly cost him everything. He struggled with performing, and his relationships with friends and family were deeply affected. But eventually, Clapton found the strength to enter rehab and fight for a sober life. Although he overcame his heroin addiction, his battle wasn't over. Many years later, Clapton continued to face alcohol addiction, which led him back to rehab to tackle this ongoing struggle. Today, Clapton not only maintains a sober life, but is also dedicated to helping others struggling with addiction. He established a treatment center in Antigua to provide people with a safe space to seek recovery. Clapton's journey has inspired countless individuals, proving that anyone can overcome addiction with the right support and determination. His story is a powerful reminder of resilience and the possibility of transformation. Bon Scott, the lead singer of AC/DC, was one of the most explosive voices and energetic performers that captivated rock fans around the world. He helped propel AC/DC to the heights of rock with hits like Highway to Hell and Let There Be Rock. However, his party lifestyle and heavy alcohol addiction became inseparable from the rock and roll image Scott embodied, and ultimately led to his death at just 33 years old. Scott's life off stage was just as intense, frequently indulging in all-night parties. Alcohol had gotten out of control for him, creating a vicious cycle from which he couldn't escape. In February 1980, he was found dead after a night of heavy drinking, with the cause of death determined to be acute alcohol poisoning. Scott's death shocked his fans and cemented his status as a rock legend. His story is often mentioned as a cautionary tale about the dangers of addiction in the high-pressure world of rock. Although he passed away, Scott's influence remains an integral part of AC/DC's legacy, and his powerful performances continue to inspire fans and rock musicians, highlighting both his immense talent and the dangers of addiction. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next ones.